Hello YouTube, Kasa here from PC Gaming and Tech, and in this video I'm going to do an unboxing of MSI motherboard, and it's a MSI Z270 Gaming Pro Carbon motherboard, and this is the front of the box. As you can see, the most of the front on the box has been covered in this carbon fiber made McLaren, and we have RGB lighting or MSI's Mystic lighting, VR ready, and Intel logos or Intel chipset and an Intel Core i7 or the Rgb Lake supports logos over here. And on the other side we have only the MSI, the name of the motherboard, and the other sides are like that. If we will turn the board over, so here we guys can see that it has all of the different kind of specifications at the back of the box. So it is a DDR4 boost, DDR4 sport, steel armor against on the sides of the DDR's DIMM slots, and we have this again the steel armor around the first two PCIe slots, and the third one doesn't have that. So it is a two-way SLI and three-way Crossfire compatible motherboard. So here we have the Mystic lighting gaming lane. It has a gigabyte lane, 3.5 multiply 3.5 lower latency, and 2% faster USB 3 generation 2 with USB A, type A and type C, LAN protect, audio boost, and the other specifications are over here. So this is a support. This motherboard, this chipset supports the newly released Rgb Lake Intel 7000 series, like 7600, 7700K, these kind of processors, and it is also compatible with the previous generation like the Skylake 6700 and 6500, 6000 series as well. Only for the 1151 slot or socket. So most of the details about the motherboard is over here. So Intel Z270 chipset, 3 PCI 3.0 and by 16 slots, sports two-way SLI and three-way Crossfire. As I have told you earlier, it does not have any built-in display port, so it has only HDMI, DVI-D, and it requires the graphic or the graphics from the CPU chip. So 4 DIMM dual channel DDR4 up to 3800 overclock, which is 38 megahertz, and it is overclockable as well. I believe it goes all the way up to 4200, but we will check that later. 3 PCIe 1 slots, and the other thing is the second good thing is it is compatible with two-way SLI or two M.2 slots. In the previous generation we can put in only one M.2 slot, and then we can put in some SATA cables and everything. But in this chipset, most of the vendors, they have put in 2 or even 3 M.2 slots in the motherboard. So it also is this board is also compatible with grade 0, 1, 5 and 10, and available on the ports on SATA 1 and SATA 6, SATA 1 to SATA 6. So Intel 1219V gigabit lane and 8 channel 7.1 HD audio with audio boost 4, which is mentioned over here as well. So let's get into the box. So if we will open the box, what we can see here is the motherboard itself, which is in anti-static bag. So let's put it on the side and see what else we get into the box. So that's the firm. And if we will take this cardboard out, here are the accessories came with the motherboard. So first of all, this is the new Rgb extension, or you can connect the one side onto the motherboard, and the other, and it get divided into two, and then you can attach two 12-volt strips from different vendors. We have a back IO shield, 4 SATA ports. Out of those, wow, it came with only 2 SATA ports. I thought that it should come with 4. So anyway, it comes with 2 SATA ports, out of which one is for the straight 90 angle, and the second one is straight and 45 angle. And a Cheapo Msi Sli Bridge. Here are some paperworks, CDs and stuff. So we got driver DVD. Still we are getting the DVDs instead of the USBs. These are the stickers, so if you want to label your SATA ports or your cables, in order, if you don't want to get confused, if you have to change something, or if you want to unattach or unlink or disconnect one of the ports, or let's say one SATA port or your hard drive or something, so you can just literally mark all of these when you are putting it in there, and you can easily know that which one is which. Some thanks for choosing, thank you thingy. Quick installation guide, how to put in your processor, who needs that, and then the other manual. So that's it for the manuals thing and the accessories. Perspective, let's put everything in. Okay, so there you guys go. Let's put it here because I have to take the motherboard out of the static box and put bag and put it over there. So here is the new motherboard. So we just have to take this tape off, and we can simply take the motherboard out of its bag. That's the back of the motherboard, which doesn't have a lot going on in the back. So there you go guys, that's the motherboard itself. So here you go. So we got some carbon fiber kind of material going on, but it is only the texture, but it is not actual carbon fiber. I don't think so. I can't feel it as a carbon fiber. So it is on the different ports or different heat sinks, like this chipset heat sink, and then the other capacitors and the other heat sinks as well. So these are the DIMM slots we already talked about. Let's get into the fans. So we have a lot of fans and the water pump or the cooling options in this motherboard, as most of the vendors have done in this series of the motherboard. So we got one fan header, CPU fan 1. Then we got a pump or CPU fan again. Then we have system fan 4. There's are the 24 pin connectors to power connector for the motherboard, 3.1 USB 3.1 for the front of your case, and then there is 3.1 again, but the other side. Then we have the SATA ports. So there are 4 SATA express, CPU or system fan 3. We got 2 other SATAs, 5 and 6, USB 1 header, USB 2 header number 1, USB 2 header number 2, and that's the JFB jumper, and I believe that's the one for the RGB. No, RGB demo light LED are here. That's the one. No, that's the LED one, I think. I have to double check that. So fan, then the other jumpers or the audio jack. Then we have this nice leak covered M.2 shield. So basically, as I have said earlier, it has 2 M.2 shields or the SSDs, M.2 SSDs. One is here and the second one is over here. If you want to put one here and second one here, and then you can RAID it, or you can use it separate for the separate configurations or whatever you like. So that's the system fan one again. So there are loads and loads of system fans or the water pumps or cooling options there. And here is the back IO or the back connectors. So we got P.2 keyboard mouse, USB 2.0, DVI, and these two which are separate ones are the USB 3.1 Gen 2 A connector, and then Type C. These are USB 3.1 but generation 1 HDMI. We got a gigabit lane, and then two more USB 3.1 generation 1, and then we have the audio system. So if you guys can see here, these LEDs which are separating the audio chipset from the other of the motherboard side or from the motherboard, all of these chips or these LEDs around the motherboard, these here, this here, all of these LEDs are RGB. So basically the most of the area in this motherboard is RGB LED control. So this logo comes up is RGB, all of these area or all of this area, then this logo is RGB LED controlled. There is a connector for RGB strip to run the RGB strip into your motherboard or into your PC case if you want to connect that. And this area here underneath the motherboard, there are RGB LEDs. So for the audio, this motherboard has the chipset of 1220, I believe. Yeah, it has 1220 chipset, and these RGB LEDs can be controlled by the Mystic Light software provided by MSI, and we can use 17 different modes, and we can control the different or we can configure the different areas with the different colors and everything. So that's it, guys. That's the quickest one of the quick unboxing for my upcoming build, and this is the unboxing of my motherboard. So if you like this video, please like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you have any questions or any kind of videos you want me to do on this motherboard, please leave them in the video description, or please leave them in the videos comment section. I will try to do that for you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.